My boyfriend let his new little sister submit an application to transfer me hundreds of miles away. He called it a prank. I called it a reason to leave. So I packed my bags, boarded the plane, and started a new life without him in it. The day before the transfer deadline, I saw my name on the student exchange list for the university's satellite campus, hundreds of miles away. The applicant was Liam, my boyfriend. My fingers trembled as I dialed his number. His voice was casual, light. Oh, that? Maya submitted it for me. She said it would be a funny prank to play on you. He added, you just have to go in and withdraw the application. No big deal. Maya, the freshman who had insisted on becoming Liam's little sister. I held the phone, silent, for a full minute before hanging up. I realized then that the 4 years of my life, the future I had so carefully planned, was nothing more than a joke to him. I didn't argue. I packed my books, my laptop, my life. And when the time came, I boarded the plane. Halfway through the flight, my phone vibrated. It was Liam, his voice frantic. I told you to withdraw the application. You didn't withdraw it, did you? No, I said. When I first saw my name on that exchange list, I froze. I was staring at the laptop screen, but the words blurred into nonsense. Liam and I had a plan. We'd both agreed to stay at the main campus this semester, to focus on prepping for the national academic competition. It was a goal we'd set together 2 years ago, but now the system showed I was slated to go alone to the southern campus. If I hadn't checked it on a whim, I wouldn't have even had the chance to withdraw. I took a deep breath and called him. He was so nonchalant, like he was talking about the weather. Oh, that. Maya thought it would be funny, you know? A little prank to see if you'd notice before you got shipped off. He laughed. A small, airy sound. The deadline hasn't passed yet. Just remember to go cancel it. Liam's words were light, but each one landed like a shard of ice in my chest. So, I began, my voice trembling with a weakness I hated. You think this is just a small thing? Here we go. He sighed, the impatience sharp in his tone. Are you really going to make a big deal out of this? Just withdraw it and it's over. Maya's just energetic. She was playing around. I stared at the transfer notification on my screen. My throat felt thick, clogged with wet cotton. It took me a moment to find my voice. What if I hadn't noticed in time? Maya used my student ID and password. I could report her to the dean's office for this. Liam's voice went cold instantly. Ava, you are becoming seriously unreasonable. It was a joke. And you want to report her? When are you going to cut her some slack? He was getting worked up now, his voice rising. I've told you a million times, she's a freshman. She just transferred here. She doesn't know anyone. I'm like her campus big brother. What's wrong with me looking out for her? He finished with a sharp final blow. You know what? If you report her, you might as well report me too. The line went dead. The dial tone was a high, piercing whine that drilled into my ear, pinning me to my chair. I held the phone, my own shocked face reflected in the dark screen. The sounds of the library around me faded into a distorted silence. High school to college. I'd known Liam for 5 years, dated him for 4. He was my boyfriend, the upperclassman who had guided me through the confusing first days on campus. I thought back to freshman year of high school when I'd hidden in a library carrel, crying because I was homesick. He'd found me, sat with me, and talked me through it with a gentleness that soothed the ache in my chest. I remembered the homecoming dance our sophomore year when a senior girl wouldn't leave him alone. I'd walked right up and looped my arm through his, claiming him. The way he'd looked down at me then, his eyes crinkling with a smile. After the dance, walking me back to my dorm, he'd asked me to be his girlfriend under a sliver of a moon. 5 years had woven him into the very fabric of my life. Everyone said we were the campus golden couple, destined to walk the same path. We'd already planned it all out. After graduation, we'd stay in this city, get an apartment, adopt a cat. We were going to carefully transplant our student love into the real world and watch it grow. Everything was supposed to run on its designated track, smooth and steady, toward a bright future. But now I was staring at a cold, digital notification that felt like a punchline to a joke I wasn't in on. The mouse cursor hovered over the withdraw button, separated from it by an invisible chasm. All it would take was one click, one tiny movement, and the turbulence would smooth out. Life would return to its familiar orbit, but his voice echoed in my ears, light and dismissive. She was just playing around. Are you really going to make a big deal out of this? It was the straw that broke something deep inside me.